Stop. Everything will be cleared in this single video. But firstly, you have to master the basics to create what you're actually looking for. What is typography? It's simply the style or appearance of the text. In other words, it's an art of working with text. To create typography, you should learn more about the fonts and the basic typographic rules. Just like color grading, fonts can convey an emotion. There are various types of fonts, but serif and sans serif are the most commonly used ones. Serif fonts has a little stroke in the end of each letters. It's usually used in formal things, whereas sans serif fonts does not have that extra strokes. That makes it more clean and modern. I usually use sans serif fonts to make my typography more clean and easily readable. Next, let's talk about the font family. It's simply the different variation of a single font, which includes bold, medium, regular, italic, and many more. Bold fonts are usually used to give more importance to a certain text, such as in titles and headings, whereas regular or lightweight fonts are usually used in the description and subheadings. Alright, if you don't have any fonts to start with, you can use any of these sites to find and download fonts for free. I'll put the link in the description. Head on to DA Font and here you can select sans serif to see thousands of fonts in this category. Then you can easily download, extract and use it in your photos. Okay, I usually use these two apps to add text on my photos. Pixellab on Android and Phonto in iOS. It doesn't matter if you're using an iPhone or Android, I'll be explaining both of these apps in this single video. I'm going to start with Pixellab, which is the Android software. If you're using an iPhone, you can skip to the next chapter. To begin with, download and open the app. This would be the home interface of Pixellab. So firstly, you need to import an image which you want to add text. For that, tap this three dot and select Use Image from Gallery. Then you can choose any image from your gallery or files. Okay, I always start with removing this text layer to create my own custom text. To add a text to this image, tap this plus icon and select Text. Then tap this pencil icon to edit this text. For instance, I'm going to type something like this, then hit OK. Next, I'm moving this text to place it where I want it. Okay, next we have to set up the size and font to make it easily readable. For that, select the text and go to text options. You can utilize all of these tools to customize the text. I want to start by changing the font. I want to make it a bit more bolder. So either you can use any of these inbuilt fonts or you can import and use any other downloaded fonts. To import fonts, firstly you have to download the fonts from any of these websites. After downloading, it would be in a zip file. So you have to extract the zip file from your file manager. Then you have to create a new folder and name it as fonts. Next, you need to move this extracted fonts to the fonts folder. Okay, then back to Pixellab and select this folder icon to choose the created folder. Then simply tap on Add Directory. Alright, in this way you can import any type of fonts inside this app. Next time if you want to add a new font, you just need to extract that font and move it to this folder. I want to make my text bolder, so I'm selecting a bolder version of Montserrat. Done. Next, I want to keep this text exactly in the center. For that, select the text layer, then choose Relative Position. Tap on this one to keep it aligned in the center. Next, I want to make the size slightly bigger, then I'm realigning into the center. Okay, if you want to make a minor movements, select Position and move it accordingly. Fine. Next, I'm going to add a subheading below this text. Like we did before, tap this plus icon to add a new text layer. Then I'm changing this text and making it all caps. Okay, listen. Before you make any adjustments on the second text layer, you should have to lock this first layer. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to move it separately. So I'm locking it first, then I'm moving and adjusting the size of it. I usually set more than 14 for the subtext, otherwise it can't be readable. Okay, then I'm choosing a regular version of Montserrat to fit properly with a bolder one. You can pair a bolder font with a regular one, a serif font with a sans serif, or a tall with a short. It's all up to you, but it should be easily readable and you have to emphasize the important text by making it bolder and bigger. Alright, next I want to align it in the center. Then I want to keep a space in between these two texts. What I usually do is, I would select the text, zoom in the image and move it slightly. I'll keep a space at least the size of the subtext. Okay, next what I would do is, I would extend this subtext to make it a bit more attractive. So select the text again and choose spacing. Then I would move it accordingly. Remember, after making any changes on the text, you have to align it properly in the center. Alright, the next step is adding colors to this text. For that, select the color option, tap on this plus icon and you can add any solid color to this text. You can also customize the brightness, darkness and opacity of the selected color. Or you can add a gradient color by adjusting colors of these two sides. Fine, this is how I usually add typography on Pixellab. Since this is a basic tutorial, I mentioned only few tools inside this app. You can explore many other tools and get creative with it. Okay, after doing this much, you can save this image to your gallery with higher resolution. Next, I want to show you how you can do the exact same thing inside Phonto. Firstly, you have to download and open the app from App Store. To import a photo, tap this camera icon and select Photo Albums. Then you can choose any photo from your gallery. Fine. Tap on this image to add a text on top of this. Then you can type here whatever you want. Okay, done. As you see here, the text is not aligned properly. So select the text, tap on size and increase it as you like. Okay, next, to make it readable, we have to make the text bolder. So select the text and go to fonts. Then you can choose any bolder font. I downloaded all these fonts from these two websites. After downloading the fonts, it will be in a zip file like this. To import this font, first we have to extract this font file. Then select the font and share to Phonto. Then tap on install. Done. In this way, you can import any types of fonts one by one. Alright, to align this text properly, select the move option and tap on center alignment. Then you can do minor movements in any direction using these arrows. Fine. In the same way, I would add a subtext to place it below this text. I would change the font to a regular one and I would make the size smaller because it's less important. Then I would align it properly in the center. Okay, listen. After doing this much, you have to keep a space in between these two texts. So what I usually do is zoom in the image, select the subtext and I will leave a space exactly the size of the subtext. You don't want to keep it too close and far away. You can utilize this technique. Okay, to change the color of this text, select the text and tap on style option. From here, you can add any of these solid colors to your text and also you can control the RGB values and opacity of the selected color. Or you can pick a color using the eyedropper and apply it on your text. And you can also add a gradient color by tapping on create color pattern. Firstly, you have to change the gradient direction to the second one. Then you can set any two colors on these two sides. Fine. In this way, you can create gradients as well. I just showed an example, but you have to be creative with this tool. Okay, in the same way, I can alter the color of the subtext as well. Alright, this is how I usually add typography using Phonto. To save this photo, tap the share icon and select save image. Done. The rule is you have to make it easily readable and you can pair it with any suitable fonts. Take your time and get creative with it. I hope this video has been valuable and I'll see you in the next one.